Hey YouTubers, thanks for joining us today. We're going to talk about a pretty serious subject, and that is pandemic puppies and their fearful behavior. So many of our Orange County families have adopted dogs during the time of the coronavirus, and we haven't been able to take them out and socialize them like we would normally do when we get a new dog, and we're really starting to see some of the effects of that. So this video is about Rocket, who was adopted at 10 months of age. He came to Wags and Wiggles for a meet and greet, and he hid under the bench. Tackles were raised, and he growled at every dog he saw. So our trainer here, Kelly, helped the owner, signed him up for our puppy raising program, which is our most popular program, and got him some professional help here to help him with his fear of other dogs. And we're going to show you a bunch of videos of different training setups that we did for Rocket. You'll hear us describing the behavior, and you'll get to see the progression of where he started out being very awkward and uncomfortable, not knowing how to behave around other dogs, being very stiff, confrontational, to the point where he can actually interact off leash with other dogs. And Rocket's more secure in his world now. The owners can walk him down the street. He's not barking and lunging anymore. So hopefully you'll enjoy these videos. There's a blog post. So there's a link down below. You can read all about Rocket's background, where he came from, what his story is, get to read more about the training and socialization we did with him. We're going to do a Facebook Live event in a couple days. Hopefully you'll join us for that. You'll get to see Rocket live and in person. You'll be able to ask questions about how we got this amazing transformation to happen. So hopefully you'll join us for that, and we'll see you soon. So here we go. So this video was shot inside an office where we had Rocket in an X pen for safety. This is called protected contact. And you will see that we have a couple dogs on the outside of the pen. And the first thing that we noticed about Rocket is that when he did actually feel comfortable to sniff the other dog, he would go directly towards their face. He would be very stiff, to the point where the other dogs were growling at him because they didn't feel safe with how he was behaving. And parts of the video here, you'll actually see Rocket in avoidance, hiding behind the handler a little bit. Now he looks fairly neutral here. We had already been in the office for a couple hours, so he was somewhat used to these dogs before we started videoing. But we do get some pretty interesting behavior here in a little bit. We're just feeding both dogs, helping them have counter conditioning. They're getting treats around each other. Therefore, the other dogs can't be that scary if everybody's getting treats. And like all training sessions, things kind of start to go awry a little bit here. You can see Rocket approaching. My dog, Logic, is burying his teeth at him. You can see Rocket's tail is straight up in the air, and he's giving a lot of signs of conflict, which is why the other dog bared his teeth, started to feel insecure. Here things start to go awry a little bit. We didn't mean for the little dog to start running around. And then you can kind of see a little stiffness here. Rocket's tail is way up in the air. So no barking and lunging at this point that we saw when he first came in, but definitely still some kind of creepy body language, stiff, some lip licking, staring, getting a little over aroused. Lay down. Thank you.
So we get the other dog to lay down, help calm things down a little bit.
That was a lot.
Kind of take some of the fuel out of the fire here, so that we can continue just working on our counter conditioning and desensitization with the dogs as a group.
Yeah. All right, I think that's good for today.
Here what we have is Rocket inside the play area, and he is hanging out on the other side of the fence from where all the dogs play. And when we first took him into this room, this is a few days into his training. The first time he was in this room, his hackles were up. He was growling at the other dogs, even from all the way on the other side of the room. And one of the things we taught Rocket was how to settle on a mat or a bed. And every time he looks at the dogs, he's getting rewards for looking at the dogs calmly. And this is part of our counter conditioning process with him to get him used to being near other dogs in different contexts. And he's doing really well here. So this was the end result of Rocket's puppy raising program. And you can see he's off leash, interacting nicely with other dogs. And it was a great transformation from where he started as a pandemic puppy who was very fearful and learning to trust other dogs. So take a look at our puppy raising program. You can look at it at wagsandwiggles.com and check out the blog on Rocket, and hopefully you will join us for our Facebook Live, where you can meet Rocket in person and ask some questions about how we got these great results.
Good boy.